not just a sim racer anymore. You're one of the best in the world.
Good morning, everybody. We're here with the biggest cybersecurity summit so far. More than 300 people have subscribed.
Correct.
And we're going to start off with our own rock star, who has his own band. So if you don't want security services, at least you can get some music from him. Ronald, Kingma, give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Let's see if something is happening on the screen. Yeah. So the host for today, Brenno de Winter. Probably you all seen him, heard of him. Welcome everybody on the Cybersecurity Summit 2025. Let's get started. Great to see all of you people here. I mean, it's warm. A lot of people think we'll be sitting outside in the sun, experiencing the sun, a couple of fresh drinks. Welcome to the Cybersecurity Summit. Today, we are not going to talk about adding more security products or dashboards to your portfolio. We're here to talk about changing the whole cybersecurity model. I'm starting with the opening. There will be a lot of other talks as well. Brenno will do the keynote at the end, but basically the whole point is that the whole cybersecurity model as is broken. And I think this is a great moment for critical reflection and also bold decisions, and it's time to do some reinvention. So why are we here today? Some of you were here last year probably. Last year the whole title was about identities are the new vulnerabilities, and it's still there. The traditional perimeter is gone. Attackers get in, they will get in. It's not, in the past we had the issue, okay, it's all about will you be hacked and when will you be hacked? Nowadays it's you will be hacked, hackers will come in, and how soon can you be back online again? So the key question is basically how soon can you recover? And that's, in my opinion, where the future of cybersecurity lies. If I do some diagnosis on the whole thing, in the years before us, we built higher walls, but still we're losing data. Still we're reacting too slow. We get overwhelmed by alerts, the so-called alert fatigue. What we did, we bought more tools. So we built tool on tool on tool, we integrated tools, and it's a whole stack of tools. I come to organizations which have more than 60, 70 cybersecurity tools within their organization, within the network. And we all need to manage them. We've built fortresses of technology, firewalls, dashboards, policies, but still we are leaking data. Still we are being breached. Despite all the investments we did, breaches will continue to happen. Security teams, like I mentioned before, they're drowning in alerts. They have the alert fatigue. It's not working anymore, and it's time to face the fact. It's the illusion of control, where a lot of people think we have AI and we have nice dashboards, but AI dashboards, they're not resilient. Just like compliancy is not the guarantee for immunity. Compliancy is nice to have to show, okay, at least we do something on cybersecurity, but security is not compliancy. I don't know if there are any bikers in the room. I saw some people on a motorbike. If you ride a motorbike and you are compliant, then you wear a helmet. That's good enough. You can sit on it entirely naked or just wearing a boxer. Is it secure? No. If you fall, you probably be open till the bone. So it isn't protection. It's all about distraction. All the tools we have, all the things we do. And we often comfort ourselves with all the dashboards and all the check in the boxes we do. But resilience doesn't come with all those nice shiny tools. It comes with real preparation. Listen to the stories. Where can we learn from? So what we see in the systematic symptoms, we have misaligned incentives. We have siloed teams. I don't know if there are any in the room who agree upon that? Or am I telling a story which is totally nonsense? But the cybersecurity model is broken because organizations seem to be misaligned. Teams don't talk to each other, and if teams start talking to each other, it would also be great to have organizations talk to each other. I mean, there are organizations which are breached, which are hacked, which are ransomware. They get back online, they show how to be resilient. You can learn from each other, share the stories, and learn and build upon that. The whole structure of cybersecurity itself needs to change, from governance to communication. So doing a reality check, if you look at nowadays, 80% of all successful attacks, they have issues with simple hygiene, IT hygiene. A lot of people are still missing patches, missing updates, have misconfigurations with the on-prem environment, with their cloud environment, with their identities. MFA is not there. So basically, if I go on the dark web, I can buy a lot of stolen accounts, so usernames, passwords, which in most situations work because there is a lack of multi-factor authentication. So I just can get in. People are not aware where all the assets are, where are all the identities. We are living in an on-prem environment, we are living in the cloud, we are getting hybrid. It's getting more and more complex to know where it's all at, and especially where are all the vulnerabilities. Then we have also the forgotten legacy technology. Some of you probably have some OT equipment within your network. Now with a normal laptop, approximately 3-4 years, you will get rid of it and you buy a new one. OT will be there for 10, 15, 20 years, even longer sometimes. So that's the forgotten technology. We run into organizations where still in some back end of the network, they're still running NT4 because there's still one program once a year which needs to be run, which is running on NT4. So we need to shift our thinking. Resilience is all about assuming you will get breached. So what will you do? So from firewalls to fallout plans, we don't need to build higher walls. We need to build recovery capabilities. Instead of focusing on all those walls and tools, we need to focus on the bounce back capabilities. And I like the word bounce back. It's like throwing a ball against the wall. It bounces back. The harder you throw, the harder it gets back. That's the whole idea about resilience. How soon can you detect? How fast can you detect? And how fast can you recover? That's what matters nowadays. So welcome to the new cybersecurity era, where resilience requires proactive planning and integrated systems. You cannot think in silos anymore. You need to design for continuity. You need to design for security posture, continuity, and speed, for that matter. Design systems to survive breaches, or at least build continuity into those systems and processes to be back online as soon as possible. Think in scenarios and break down the silos. Recovery must be embedded in your strategy and your incident plans. So if you are running a business continuity assessment or exercise, you tear down a data center, etc., also bring in the cybersecurity aspect, bring in the resilience, how soon can you be back? And learn to think like an attacker. Get inside the head of an attacker, of a hacker or whatever, but the attacker. Attackers follow logic, they don't follow any tools. It doesn't matter what kind of product stack you have, they just follow the logic. Attackers think in logical sequences, in scenarios. And that's, I think, where we can learn a lot from. It's all about how a scenario works. We can learn from, for example, there's a lot of ransomware groups which follow the same tactics over and over again. They have their initial attack. Once they get in, they follow certain paths through your network to become domain administrator, and from there do their thing like data exfiltration or ransomware. We can learn from all those stories and put those stories in a way we can be defending ourselves and be more resilient. We need to think like those storytellers, become more the strategist. This is also why penetration testing, for example, is very important for organizations to get insights in where it all really goes wrong. And a lot of you people probably already do penetration testing. If you are getting more mature on that level, red teaming is a great exercise as well, where we get a letter of do your thing, doesn't matter how, but just try to reach the flags, try to become domain admin, or try to reach the financial administration. For a hospital example, for example, try to get into the patient information systems. So those are all things you can work on, because the ethical hackers in the penetration test or red team, they also follow stories. They also follow the unique paths. What they do, for example, they chain weaknesses. You probably do something like vulnerability assessments or vulnerability management. You see, okay, we have some medium risk vulnerability. Oh, that's not an issue. What attackers do, they might chain multiple medium risk vulnerabilities and make them a critical vulnerability, and they can get access via all those vulnerabilities. And that's where we can learn a lot from, also adding the context to all those vulnerabilities. If you have the vulnerabilities, but you don't have the context, probably you do have some business context, how critical is a system for us, but do you have the context from the outside world? Is a vulnerability heavily used, for example, in phishing campaigns? Or are there any remote code execution vulnerability on the external facing network which are abused or used by attacker groups? So this summit is not about challenging ideas, etc. It's about finding practical answers. So I came up with some questions which I hope at the end of the day will be answered. For example, where your vulnerabilities are. Do you know where your assets are in your network? In your internal network, in your cloud environment? Do you know where your identities reside? Are they only in your internal network, or did you combine them with your, for example, MS365 Entra ID? Or do you use AWS or whatever, which a lot of identities are? So some of the people after me giving the talk will go in depth about all of those assets, identities, where they are, and how to put real context to them, so you know where to start, what to do first, so you become more a defender and you think in stories. How to reduce the risk. So if you know the context of a risk, if you know if it's in the real world being used in phishing campaigns or other stuff, you know where to start, what to fix first. So that's very important. And how to detect and respond faster. I was in Budapest a couple of weeks ago for a summit from CrowdStrike, one of the vendors we work with, and they explained the time it takes for an attacker to start from initial access to become domain admin. So normally that's about 12-30 minutes for some of them, but the fastest one they saw was within 20 seconds. So I don't think we can do manually within 20 seconds detect, respond, and isolate systems and whatsoever. So on top of that, it would be also great to have more automation within your detection, like for example SOAR capabilities. If you see something happening with a certainty which is high, with a criticality which is high, isolate the system. It's better to isolate the system now than afterwards fixing it. Yeah, and of course, speak to the people from Access 42 and see how we can help and assist you in getting more of those recovery and resilience capabilities. So a call to action from me is basically we don't need another upgrade. We don't need an upgrade of what we already have. Like I mentioned, what we already have is broken, and a lot of people after me will go in deeper on that statement. What we need is a transformation of thinking, of structure, and of approach. So stop focusing on incremental improvements. Stop focusing on those band-aids, those patches you use. Start building something fundamentally better. Sorry. The future is resilience-based security. So I come to my last slide of this presentation, then I give the word over to the others. So let me focus on this one. The clock has stopped ticking. The old model has failed, and the silence after the breach tells us everything. But there's still a spark. If we stop fixing what should be replaced, are we ready to let go what no longer works? So let the silence of that quote resonate. The clock has stopped. The beep has faded. but yet there is still a spark. But only if we have the courage to let go of what must be removed. So keep not focusing on all the stuff we still have. Think like the attacker, get more resilient. So thank you for being part of this conversation. I invite you to explore the other talks as well and shift with us in the upcoming sessions. Thank you. And finally, before I give the word to Brenno, I would like to have a big thank you to our sponsors who made this event possible, where we have Tenable, Stellar Cyber, Security Scorecard, Mimecast, Salt Security, Lookout, Hunters, and Delinea. They're all here if you want to talk to them during lunch, during coffee breaks. And I got some questions from some of the people here. The beginning of January, Access 42 became part of a larger group. And for the people who know there, I think it's Greek. This is the capital for Gamma. We become part of the Gamma group. We will be our own Access 42, as you know us. We will have our own culture, our own thing. Nothing changes. I will stay on board for the next couple of years. But it gives us also a lot of opportunities. For example, Deltix, H&R Business Solutions, Microl, and Access 42. We're all part of that group. H&R is also here with a stand in the other room. And for example, what we do with them, they build a lot of workspace, they build a lot of networking, etc. We put the security layer on top of it. So basically, we are the cybersecurity company specialist within the group. Thank you very much.
Are there any questions for Ronald? None? Okay, then we go with the housekeeping information. There are several locations. On the side there's the laboratory, laboratorium. And we have got breakout sessions there. And we also have got, if you go outside and directly to your right, hoog vuur. High fire in English, kind of, sort of. And there's another breakout session there for later on, just that you know it. The lunch is where you had your coffee. There will be water and coffee, etc. Throughout the day. Please don't drink only coffee because it's really, really hot today. So make sure that you get enough water. Going through the program, we've got two more speakers first, before we're going for the lunch. Then we go for the breakout.
Yeah, and remember on your badge, the breakout sessions you pre-registered for, they're on your badge, on the sticker put on the badge.
Yeah, that was mine. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's just fine. After that, we'll get together again. We'll have 3 other speakers, the best speakers ever, of course. For instance, the Dutch police and myself. And then, of course, yeah, really the best speakers ever, I told you already. And we'll have interesting panel which is not focused around being, confrontational with each other, but it's all focused about gaining knowledge. And that is the aim of today. It's not to sell you stuff, but it's make you think about really important aspects of cybersecurity. So thank you, Ronald.
Thank you, Brenno.
And then we move on to the next speaker, and that is Garrett Young. Can you?
Yeah, if you can just mention during the second, the last session of this morning.
I was about to do that.
Oh, yeah, I had the slide.
Even moreover, I've got some socks of Tenable because they are available over there. But socks, they're just socks. They only work if you've got shoes as well. So there a couple of times during the day, there will be shoes awarded to people, running shoes with Tenable. I think they're official Adidas, if I'm not mistaken. So if there wasn't enough reason to stay, this might be another one. It's kind of simple. You just have to be there and be very smart when I ask you a very complex question. That's all actually. And then you might, if you're the first, you might actually win. And they will be sent afterwards.